Most religious traditions frame heaven as a destination, a physical place reachable only after death. But treating salvation as a geographical relocation overlooks the specific way our universe is structured. Human existence functions within a set of rigid constraints. Time, entropy, and mortality act as the parameters of a space-time game, one where the objective is the maturation of the soul rather than mere survival. If these rules are consistent, the evidence for them would exist outside of central institutions. We should expect to find the same principles recorded across historical anomalies and physical artifacts separated by thousands of miles. Understanding the nature of heaven requires looking past traditional maps and examining the underlying mechanics of the human state. 3 distinct coordinates preserve this record: the desert of Nag Hammadi in Egypt, the highlands of Ethiopia, and the coast of Kerala, India. Despite their geographic isolation, these 2,000-year-old traditions independently recorded the same observations regarding the human spirit. This data is found in the Coptic Gospel of Thomas, the Ethiopian Book of the Covenant, and the material evidence of the Apostle Thomas's presence in first-century India. Analyzing these 3 fragments together changes our view of salvation from an external legal transaction into a measurable internal state. The Acts of Thomas, a 3rd-century text, tells a story often dismissed as a fable. It claims the Apostle Thomas was sent to India to build a palace for King Gondophares, but instead gave the entire construction budget to the poor, declaring that the king's palace had been built in heaven. While the story seems like a moral myth, the king himself is a historical reality. In the 19th century, archaeologists discovered large quantities of copper coins bearing the name and profile of Gondophares. These coins confirm that Gondophares ruled a significant Indo-Parthian kingdom during the exact window when the Apostle Thomas is said to have visited. The Toktipahi inscription further grounds this timeline, placing the apostle in a verified physical and political environment. The archaeological proof of this setting allows us to take the story's logic seriously. Thomas's heavenly palace describes a system where physical assets are converted into a non-physical record. Eden theology views this as a historical expression of the law of information conservation. The data of a charitable act is not lost to entropy. It is stored as the literal building material of the soul's next dimension. In 1945, a library of ancient manuscripts was discovered near Nag Hammadi, Egypt. Among them was the Gospel of Thomas, a text that remained unread for nearly 2 millennia. This document lacks the typical narrative of Jesus' life or a final judgment scene. It consists entirely of sayings, logia, focused on the immediate recognition of one's own nature. Logion 113 provides a critical insight. When asked when the kingdom will come, it answers that the kingdom of the Father is already spread out upon the earth, but people fail to see it. This shifts the definition of heaven from a future event to a present, overlapping reality that occupies the same space we do. Under this model, the kingdom is a frequency that is already active. Entering it is a matter of perception and tuning rather than travel. In the highlands of Ethiopia, the Orthodox Tewahedo Church preserves the Book of the Covenant, which offers a specific mechanism for this tuning. The text describes the human being as a 3-fold inner temple. It consists of the body, the soul, and an indestructible spark of spirit, the Nishmat Hayim. This ancient wisdom claims that every thought places a ladder toward either light or darkness. It demands a constant state of internal regulation to maintain a connection to the divine source. This practice goes beyond the recitation of words. It is an effort to maintain a consistent resonance with the spirit, keeping the 3 parts of the human temple in a state of alignment. These records from India, Egypt, and Ethiopia agree. Salvation is the result of an internal configuration, not an institutional decree. Eden theology synthesizes these fragments into a single 4-part framework of salvation. Step 1 is the Nishmat Hayim, the divine breath. It is the pre-existing gift of spirit within the human, identified in the Ethiopian and Thomasine texts. Step 2 is Sola Cresco, or soul maturation. This is the use of the space-time game to align the body and mind with that spirit, often through the endurance of white pain. Step 3 is Sola Laetitia, the joy of awakening. In this model, the maturation process itself produces a spontaneous, uncaused happiness. Step 4 is the experience of the present Eden heaven. It is a state of resonance achieved here and now, allowing the individual to operate within the divine frequency. This model describes a biological and spiritual maturation process that stands in stark contrast to passive religious models. These ancient texts are not without flaws. Thomas frequently devalues physical matter, while the Book of the Covenant can become preoccupied with apocalyptic judgment. Canonical scripture provides the necessary balance. It anchors the kingdom within to the reality of the physical body and its resurrection, ensuring that the spirit remains grounded in the material world. This allows for a scientific redefinition of death. Rather than an end or a journey, death is a phase transition, like water turning into steam. During this transition, a soul that has achieved alignment transfers its configuration into a deeper dimension of space-time. The state of being built during life becomes the reality the soul occupies in the next phase. The universe functions as a space specifically designed for the maturation of the human spirit. The evidence appears in the pottery of Egypt, the manuscripts of Africa, and the coinage of India. The message of these disparate sources is identical. If heaven is a state you are building right now, the question is simple. What is the current measurement of your soul?